How are you?
Hey everybody, how y'all
What's
doing?
up? What's up? What's up?
Hey.
Hey Diva.
Hey.
Another day in the city.
Harry. All right, y'all. Let's give everybody a chance to come in. As you come in, drop in the chat where you're coming from, and what's your weather. Perry, what's our weather today?
It's 50 degrees and cold. Okay.
You serious?
Yeah.
Is
When I went to the store, it's like it's moisture in the air too. So it's not just the dry cold, it's the wet cold.
What about you, Diva?
Yeah.
You don't even know. Oh, yeah, I haven't been outside today since this morning.
I haven't been outside either. Oh,
it's saying 44. It's saying 44 degrees.
Oh my Lord, that's a little. You don't need to be out there.
Look at this. Look at my home state. Look at my home state.
Oh my
38
God.
degrees in Michigan. Detroit used to get.
They gonna represent even in
69.
July.
That's
Even
like a
in
bathing
July.
suit.
Even in July, and Detroit is cold.
Oh, Louisiana is nice, 78. That's where we need to
warm.
be.
That's warm. That's where we need to be. Ooh.
Yeah.
Are you serious, Pamela? Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Missouri's cold.
46 cold.
Damn. Yeah.
Yeah. 44.
Oh, that's where you are.
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Oh,
Delaware.
Ooh. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. All right. Listen, someone said, hi, Sherelle. I'm from Flint, right next door to Detroit. I got a lot of family.
That's right.
I got a lot of family in Flint, but I was really paranoid to go to Flint.
It might be your cousin.
The water crisis, huh?
It might be your cousin.
Sunkiss, are you related to me? I mean, I got a lot of family in Flint. I got a lot of family in Saginaw. Detroit area is crazy. All right, let's see how much time. Okay. Oh, that went by quick. Okay, so this is what we're going to talk about today. Two serious stories. We're going to talk about Larry Reid responding to Tasha K and those accusations. So I would get bits and pieces here and there as to what was going on. Did a deep dive last night. This is a hot ass mess. It's a hot ass mess. And then after that, we're going to talk about Jamea Harris, the woman that's trending because the basketball player that went to Alabama got arrested for her death. Okay. So let's start with this whole Larry Reid thing. I'm going to start out by saying this is very, very important as a blogger that I stick to the facts. Okay? We're going to be as neutral as possible because that's serious, especially with a case this serious.
Right.
We're going to try to be as neutral as possible. Stick to the facts. Don't embellish. This is what was said because you got people going back and forth. So I'm just going to say this is what happened. What's your opinion? But I'm not going to embellish. It's very important that I stick to the facts because it's crazy. And when I got into the story, it goes back. I think 2020. It went
2019, 2020. Yeah.
It goes way far back, and the allegations are ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So I'm going to try my best to stay neutral and just tell you guys what happened. So I did a video, I can't remember, just saying that Tasha K and Bishop Whitehead have teamed up and they're going after Larry Reid. Okay. So let's go over. So he responded to it yesterday. And oh my God, I'm flabbergasted of what happened. So basically he's saying that they're accusing him, okay, of beating his former wife, beating his mother, possibly emming. Do you guys know what I mean by emming? Touching, okay. His best friend, Shamarko. They said he didn't file his taxes. They said he committed tax fraud. They said he created a PPP loan scam. They're saying that he's using church money to buy Birkin bags. They're saying that he's HIV positive. They're saying that he gave another man HIV. this is absolutely a serious list. Okay? They're accusing him of touching underage boy. That's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Is a lot for one person.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine when. Okay, so I saw him talking about it yesterday, and I'm telling you what I thought, not embellishing. He seemed sincere, and he shed a tear or two. He said says that he's innocent, and these are complete lies. Now, with that being said, we have to look at everybody's history, and this is why I'm doing a deep dive. Some of the things in this history can't be told in one video, maybe not even 2, 3 videos. It's crazy. Also, when I'm coming to a conclusion, and I'm not even near ready to come to a conclusion because this is just coming out. It's important for me to let you guys know this are the accusations thrown at him. And then you guys need to know a little bit about Tasha K's history, Bishop Whitehead's history, and where they're coming from. I feel like that'll help us make a better decision. It's no secret. This is in court cases that Tasha K admitted on the stand that she lies on people. Sometimes she said that. I'm not making that up. Also, it's just a history of people, a lot of people accusing her of lying on them, with the biggest being Cardi B. And she got a huge $1 million lawsuit that she has to pay. But Cardi B said she accused her of a lot of things, but mainly of having an STD, specifically herpes. Timothy Savage is saying that she's lying on him, saying that his wife slept with R. Kelly. Jaguar Wright told me that she hired somebody to lie on Jag and say that Jag emmed somebody too. This is a proven fact. She lied on Lovely T and said Lovely T was a drug addict. She lied on Sean Davy Way. I don't know him, but I'm being told that it's a big thing. All I have to do is type it in. I didn't get a chance to look it up. But biggest one of all is some girl named Sweet Ma for Life. I'm going to go into these cases a little later, but that's interesting to know because you just need to know her history when you make your decision. No one has came to a decision yet, or I haven't. Also, Bishop Whitehead has been to jail for fraud. 6 years. Sing Sing. Was investigated by the FBI and is currently being sued for large sums of money from different people. So that's
He's also been indicted.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm going to go into all of that later. I can't go into all of that today. I just want to stick to Larry Reid's response and the things that he was saying. So he did a video on his main page, and then he got really personal on his Patreon. So I went to the Patreon. This case started. So what's happening is he had a case a long time ago. I forgot to write the date down, in which these people, and one of the people was Levantre. I hope I said that name right.
That's close enough.
Yeah.
Government work.
It's who Tasha K did an interview with, but he's accusing Larry of messing with him when he was underage, and he gets very graphic about it. He goes into detail. He said Larry groomed him, and then each time it escalated. First, he just asked him to strip, and then he would, I can't even say these charges. It's very bad. He would jack. Okay. And then it just got worse and worse and worse. I don't even want to go into these details, but I am going to say anybody that abuses children needs to be put under the jail. That's just something we can't accept in this society. We cannot accept it.
Right, right.
With that being said, this was an old court case that got not just dismissed. The correct words was, and he got an injunction, which means both teams agreed, both sides agreed not to pursue it in a court of law. And there was a list of stipulations that each had to follow. Okay. And so to me, you guys know I've been to court 3 times, sued 3 times. And so that's like when that doesn't mean you're guilty. That doesn't mean you're innocent. It means, okay, let's not take this to court. We could settle this between the two of us. And I've had injunctions before on people. You don't mention my name. I don't mention your names, stuff like that. And you go over a list of demands that you want. Totally different than being found guilty. That's not mean you're guilty. That means you guys came to a meeting of the minds. And then you have a list of agreements that you are not to break. Now, according to Larry, they're breaking all of the injunction. That's why he's taking them back to court. Okay, this is deep. This is some deep shit. I've also been a victim of people telling straight out lies on me. Straight out lies where I had to take them to court. Court is costly. I spent over $100,000, maybe more than that, going.
Yeah, it's more than that.
Over, and we all know who was lying on me. This person had a very bad substance abuse problem and just started lying, making up lies on me, stupid lies, and the public believed it. So that's why this is so important too. If somebody goes around lying on you, messing up your business, I'll sue your ass too. So it's going back and forth. So now you got people saying, oh, he did it. Oh, he didn't do it. And I bet you it's just not fun when you go through that. Me personally was stressed out, like, damn, I'm spending money here. I could be putting this money. Just because you have it don't mean you want to open up the window and throw it away and give it to a bunch of lawyers. Every time my lawyer came to town on his private jet, I'm thinking, I paid for that jet. I paid for that jet. This shit is serious.
No,
and then, of course, if you're just straight up lying on somebody and you're the bloggers or the bishop or people that's doing it. If you're Tasha K and you're lying, hell has no fury like a woman's scorn. Karma's going to come after your ass hard, because if you just made this shit up and destroyed a man's life, shame on you. Bishop Whitehead, I'm just not too keen to him to begin with. You just creep me out. I don't think you act like a bishop. When I saw, so what Bishop Whitehead did was go back and get his hands on the court records, that is public record, but was not dismissed, came to a mutual agreement under an injunction. Okay, and I feel that's important that I have to remind you guys, under injunction. They sat down and said, or 2 lawyers moderated and said, okay, we're not going to take this to court. And this is, that's way different than being found guilty. Being found guilty is exactly what it means. Being found guilty, and then you get some kind of punishment for being guilty. So, I mean, I hear a lot of people say, oh, it was dismissed. No, it was mutually dismissed with an injunction. They came to a meeting of minds with an injunction.
It was agreed upon. It was agreed upon on both parties.
Right. About both parties. Because number one, also too, it's very serious. If these accusations are true, me personally, I don't run to the internet and tell the internet. I get in the authorities because I don't want this to happen to any other kid.
Right.
Damn the internet. You guys would never know. If I was in this case, you would never know what was going on, because I don't say a word about it on the internet. I go to the damn authorities. And then I might tell you what happened. But I'm not going to laugh. We've seen Bishop Whitehead laugh on camera over it. Oh, that's what I forgot to bring. My tapes that he made. He would laugh. He would make fun of it. And, oh my God, he touched young men, people. He turned it into a shit show.
Yeah.
He went from
Doesn't mean that
backyard
he's not
preacher to a 3-year-old in a sandbox.
Grow the fuck up.
That's Perry's little sound machine. It's real serious. He had people. Then when you go to his Patreon, he brought on people that were been with him for a long time.
Mhm.
They were just talking about their devastation that they feel too for Larry
Mm.
and how it's affecting them and his business. Because listen, okay, and he said he's a millionaire. Just because you because you have it doesn't
Right.
mean you want to just throw it out the window.
Right.
Right,
And he's been fighting this for a long time.
Mm.
I spent, well, how much would you say we spent, Perry?
I don't
And
want to get
also
into
too,
it.
you guys need
Well,
to know this.
put
A
it this way,
lawyer,
it's too damn much.
a lawyer would charge you according, and this is my opinion, to how much money you got.
Mm.
For the same thing. So if I would have went in there and they do background checks, they know how much you got.
Mhm.
When I first started out, I don't know, I got $5,000 retainer fee. Now it's $10,000, and that's monthly. That's monthly. You know, my lawyer charges me for text messages,
Mhm. Mhm.
Charge you
They
emails.
every
I'm not
goddamn
making this up.
Yeah, they all
Now,
do.
I was pissed.
They can call
And
you and
people
say
would say,
hi
well,
and charge
Sherelle's
you.
got the money. That don't mean I want to spend it on lawyers
Right.
on a damn lie.
Yeah.
So today we're going to talk about it from Larry's point of view. This has devastated him,
Mm.
his life, both financially and then reputation wise.
Right.
Mhm.
If Tasha K is lying, first I'll
Or
say, girl, that's just.
if she's not lying, and like somebody said the other day, Tasha didn't say it, the accuser said it. If you paying somebody to lie,
Mm.
it doesn't
Well, let
really
me
matter.
get into that. Let me get into
Yeah,
that.
okay.
Okay, so he would go on and accuse Bishop Whitehead of hiring somebody just to get close to him.
Mm.
And then the bishop ended up hiring this person as his chef. It don't get more personal than that.
Mm.
You're paying somebody, this is allegedly, to go get in my inner circle and bring me back all his dirt.
Mm.
This is what he's saying. He also tried to defend himself. And I forgot to print out that form. I don't even know if he wants me to print it out, but this is what I wrote from the things that he was saying. He was saying it would be impossible for him to take advantage of this young man because he didn't even know him at the age of 15.
Mm.
That's what he's saying. I guess there's a big discrepancy. He's saying, I didn't even live in that house that you guys are talking about. So Larry Reid, I guess, owns a number of properties.
Mhm.
And they're saying that he will rent out these properties. That's what me and Perry do. But he would help people. So if you needed a place to stay, he would put a family in here. And one time he put so many people in one house, he moved out and said, here, take my house and stuff like that. He's saying that he's a very kind-hearted guy, and a lot of people take his kindness as a weakness. He's saying that he was good to these people that are accusing him of, yeah, and he's hurt about that. Like,
right. I get it.
I put you up in the house. Never dreamed, never in a million years dreamed you would turn your back on me and start doing these kind of things, lying on him, basically. What else? It was just, okay, that's the wrong notes. Hold on. You're gonna, let's talk about some of these things that the accuser, Levantre, is accusing him of. He said that Larry groomed him, and it started out his very first memory of some of the grooming is that Larry said to him, "You're either gay." He said, "You're either when you grow up, you're either gonna be gay or manipulate women. And I guess I don't understand the purpose of him saying how that was manipulating them, but I guess, no, I don't know why he said that, but that was the start of the grooming process. He said that Larry will run tests on him to determine if he was gay.
A test?
A test. A test like, oh, I guess he called him to his room one time. He had a zebra blanket on, and Larry had a wife beater on, and they sat on the floor, and he showed him PORN, waiting to look for his reaction. Just a lot of really graphic and sick shit. Larry, on the other hand, said, I didn't do nothing but try to help that man. And then he goes into how this all got started by a blogger. And you got to watch out for them bloggers. This all started out with a blogger that wanted to get in his inner circle. He didn't let him in. So the guy just started bashing at first, and then gets together this team. Now, this team of people to talk bad about Larry on a daily basis. You would think, no, nobody in their right mind would do something like that. But it happened to me, where people get together in groups, and I'm going to bash Sherelle every single day. I'm going to lie on her.
Right.
I'm going to keep her name out there. And just every day, the lies got so bad. They lied about where Perry used to work.
Yeah, I know. It's like a smear campaign. Yeah.
People got together and ran a smear campaign on Larry, started by this other blogger.
Wow.
And listen, some bloggers will go low for a damn story. So don't underestimate anybody.
Yeah.
Someone said, you're not being neutral. I'm neutral as hell. Because if I wanted to, I could turn this into a smear campaign, and I'm not. But I'm presenting the facts. He ran a smear campaign on Larry Reid. Another thing that bothers me about this, they're going around saying this man touched me and he's no good, this and this, that, without any proof. There's no proof. Now, according to Tasha K, she has proof. She hasn't dropped the proof, but she's going to show the proof in a 3-part series. Just drop the proof. That's how I feel. But maybe we're leading up to, maybe there's a reason she's not dropping the proof. But here's the thing. When you say you have proof, then you better have proof.
Yeah, you must show it.
You must show. Yeah. You must show the proof. But he had people come on and say, this talk about the guy that started it all and why he's doing it. They knew him. And they were like, we can't believe that this is happening, especially after the case already got settled. So people are going back in his past, bringing this to light as if it's current information. It's very important to know that that case got settled. So all the paperwork and stuff that's being read is from a previous case. This is not current, but because in the injunction, this person is not to mention Larry's name. And then he did this, and I did this before. Put in there, if you slip up and mention my name, you got to pay me. So that's what's happened now. The person broke the injunction, and now they're going back to court for that, which a judge will charge you for breaking the injunction. I know there's a person on the internet right now that if he says my name, I could take him back to court and charge every time he said my name.
Right.
Those injunctions are put in place to
quieten the situation.
Well, not even quiet the situation. Let that person know I'm really serious. If you try this again, then you got a penalty to pay, and that's what we're under.
Right.
The whole thing is somebody lying, and I'm gonna get to the. I'm gonna follow this case till we find out who the liar is. Larry Reid has said he's going to sue Tasha K. Tasha K said, I don't give a damn. Bring it on. That's what she said. I didn't make that her exact words. So it's very, very serious. Okay, I will drop the link. Okay, I'm going to drop the link for you, and then you come on up. Okay, you guys, I'm dropping this link for someone who wants to speak. Because they want to make... This is Sin. This is Sin. Sin is a panelist, and I guess she's got something to say.
Yeah, but can I say this real fast before she
come on up, Sin?
The whole thing is this. We sitting there talking about this case because obviously it's public. Mm-hmm. It's not public because Sherelle thought about it. Mm-hmm. The accusers and whoever else came out and did it, and that's their right to do. Mm-hmm. We just only simply here trying to figure out the truth. Mm-hmm. If it's proof something happened, that's fine. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people can speculate on a lot of things. We can say, yeah, I seen something like Tasha don't always tell the truth, but I believe this one. She could be telling the truth. We don't know. We just saying, we just bringing it to the table since people want to talk about it, so everybody can make up their own mind for themselves.
It's a terrible case. Yeah. It's a terrible case because either way it goes, it's serious. Mm-hmm. It's a serious situation. So, hold on. I guess something she wants to talk about. I guess, I don't know what she's talking about.
I mean, for me, it's hard for somebody to be violated. And that's a sad thing. And I don't condone that here or there, right? Mm-hmm. But it's also bad when somebody get
lied on.
Right. The same way.
That's what it is. Right, so either way, it's bad.
So that's where we got to go with it.
It is what it is. But how did I feel when I was watching it? I felt bad for Larry. Because if it's true, that's bad. But when I seen the other things, some of the things the accuser was saying was hard to listen to. Go ahead, Sin. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. Yeah, I think one of the smear campaigns, remember he was saying that how all of these pastors all of a sudden are coming against him.
He said that. And go ahead and talk about that.
Yeah. And one of the pastors that was part of the smear campaign is Jamal Bryant.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. And Jamal Bryant got upset with him because Jamal right when he was, I guess, came to New Birth and they did the installment. Well, he got an 8-month-old baby by a member. And
that's true though, but go ahead.
Yeah, and he got a baby by one of the members. And so if you go back to look to his installment service, the woman had her hands on him, praying for him. And come to find out, after he got in, he told the lady, I guess child support payments and stuff were not coming in. They was too low. He was telling her, giving her the money about before New Birth paid him. Well, she called Larry Reid. And he said it is, public records that Jamal refused to give her any more child support money. So he's mad at Larry because the woman contacted Larry. And of course, Larry, his platform is talking about how these ministers are out there in the streets. Mm-hmm. So Jamal got a smear campaign from preachers. And that's how another part of it that Bishop Whitehead is in with.
Now, let me ask you this, panel. These are serious allegations. Very, very serious allegations. Since you watched Larry Reid's response yesterday, didn't you? Yes. What were your thoughts on that?
Exactly what I told you in Perry the other day. I felt like someone was paying these so-called victims to come out. And if you remember yesterday, he said, before he did his Patreon, he said, as a matter of fact, the one that is lying on me is in the chat now.
I
And
did hear
so,
him say that.
yeah, I remember. And he
I
said,
heard
"Oh,
him
I'm
say
not
that.
gonna,
Yeah.
yeah." He said, "I'm not gonna put you on blast, but I see you in here." Because the guy that he was saying that is so-called abused by him, his mom, remember he said his mother didn't take care of him, and that's how Larry took care of the guy and his wife. And it was so strange. I said yesterday, I said, this does not sound like Larry Reid's character. This sounds like somebody paying him to come up. And that's exactly what he said yesterday, didn't he, Sherelle? They being paid.
I mean, it's a lot. I listened to the interview with the victim. The things that he said that happened to him were absolutely horrific.
Yep.
Like,
yeah.
what? It's so bad I don't even want to talk about it again. But
Same.
but it has been. This was already in court, so I'm a bit confused.
Yep. And you remember he said Bishop Whitehead took some documents and kind of redid it to make it look like it was recent.
Does
And I was
everybody
like,
know that this was an old case?
yes, but they're trying to make it resurface by changing the paperwork or the lighting up. He said you can't see all of the paperwork that he had that he was showing on his lives. But if you look closely, it's old dates, but he changed things.
So
Now, you
I'm
can't
going to
change
get the
legal
old case,
documents.
and
Yeah,
we're
you
going to
can't
read it.
change legal documents with no whiteout, but he had it. Yeah. So I knew somebody was paying those people to come out like that.
You think they're being paid off?
Yep. To come up and testify and, bring all this up against Larry.
Yeah, sure. Can I address it real fast? Because I seen this in the comment. Somebody has said, Perry, they said that it's not always proof, which I get it. Sometimes your word is your bond. Yes, I get it. Now that I get it. And I am not on here, like we're trying to just be neutral with this whole thing and just talk about facts on both sides. If you got facts, and if you don't have this proof, Tasha K said she got proof. So
I'm
at
waiting
that
on the
point,
proof.
should we just trust her word and say she got proof? Okay. And this guy's alleging this saying he got proof. And sometimes in a case, a person could be done wrong with no proof. I get it. I get it. I am not on here to defend somebody who did something wrong. But
And
I'm
you
not
have to
here.
remember, Perry,
Okay, right. I know.
people are
I
going
get
to
it.
be
I
emotional
know.
in the chat because
I
they're
get
team
it.
this, team that. I'm
No,
team
no.
truth. That's
I
what I
get
said.
it, but this is what I'm
Everything
trying to
I
get
say
to.
today. Okay.
I'm not here to defend somebody who did something. I'm not here to hang somebody who didn't. See, it's a difference. And you can just flip the coin, but it would be hard for you to say without proof. That's all I'm just saying to determine something. I mean, either you can just trust whatever somebody's saying, but that's why people get cross defense, right? They get cross questioning about stuff. I'm just saying, let's have an open mind through this whole thing and let's just talk about it.
I mean, people are going to say that they're emotional. That's why I keep saying facts. Stick to the facts. And I'm not making up the fact that this is an old case that's getting resurfaced. Now, does that mean because it's old that it's not true? No.
Right. Exactly.
But I'm covering this because somebody lying. Somebody lying, and I'm going to get to the bottom of it. And I believe it's a smear campaign. I mean, I do believe that people could put together a smear campaign. That's not unheard of.
Right.
People do shit like that.
Right.
It's a lot.
Yep.
It's a lot. What else did he say that was important? So anyway, it's 4 hours.
Oh, did he beat his wife?
Yeah, I named that.
Oh, okay.
They said he beat his wife. He beat his mom. He possibly M'd Shamarko. He didn't file taxes. Some of this stuff is easily proved. The taxes thing, we could prove that. He committed tax fraud. That's easily to be proved because you would be
that sound like Tasha
indicted or being sued. The taxes, the IRS don't play.
No.
These are just easy things that could prove. Even the HIV thing, and he had a thing saying that he doesn't have HIV. See, that's tricky too, because it reminds me of the herpes thing. So
Right.
easy to prove.
Right.
Either they got it or they don't. This is a mess. This is a mess. And I'm taking this case on and I'm going to start doing deep dives. I want to know what's going on because somebody is a horrible person.
Yep.
Whoever the liar is just absolutely horrible.
And to say,
so that's what I got out of last night. You know, both sides were emotional. When the accuser was telling his side of the story, it was very, very hard for me to listen to.
Right.
Because it was just disgusting.
Yeah.
Very hard for me to listen to. So it is what it is. You know, team whoever. You can be that. I'm team facts. And that's what people should start basing their opinion on, the facts. And all of this right now is just hearsay. I want to hear somebody just give me a little proof. Just something. Because you can't go around accusing somebody of something without any proof.
Right.
I need that proof. I will be waiting for Tasha K to drop this proof.
Right.
So right now, I'm just collecting what both sides are saying.
But you know what, Sherelle? Given her history, you would think she would show that proof up front so people won't think she's lying. If she had proof.
I just want to see this proof. I just want to see the proof because it's so tricky. The last thing you do want to do is blame the victim.
Exactly.
But this is real life. People get falsely accused of shit all the time.
Jailhouse full.
No, you're right. There have been people on death row that have been innocent that they had to let out.
Like the 7 from New York.
Both sides it's just a serious situation. It's a serious situation, and we have to handle it like adults. I cannot just say, Team Tasha K, because it's too many people. I need facts. And I will hope you guys will need the facts. You can't just say that. You lean towards the facts. So while we're going through this, lean towards the facts. And right now, the fact is, he was accused of this in a court of law. So this is resurfaced information.
Right.
Doesn't mean that it didn't happen, but at some point, there was a meeting of the minds that, okay, we're just going to walk away from this, or there wouldn't have been an injunction.
Right.
I just want to thank you, Sherelle and Perry, for your content. I love you both. Thank you so much, Catherine. That's sweet. And a lot of times, I just seen Lily. She says, I'm out of here. People just, because she's a victim in her own separate case, and she wants to automatically sympathize with the victim, which everybody does. No one wants to re-victimize a victim.
Right, that's true.
But you can't have people lying on people with something so serious as this.
Yep.
It's not a joke.
I mean, just like a victim would want to be heard, right? Mm-hmm. But the person that's being accused want to be heard also. So, and this is what I'm trying to say. At the end of the day, Sherelle.
Why are you on Avatar?
Oh, yeah.
I like to see your eyes, but go ahead.
Yeah.
Look, I'm just saying this. Like, at the end of the day, nobody's advocating for nothing. But let's break out the materials that you can examine. Because everybody's gonna have a feeling
when
on
you
one
get those
side
comments, Perry, that's people speaking on emotion.
I know, I understand it. But
so they get really committed to their beliefs. But if someone challenges your belief and says, well, don't jump the gun, let's see all the evidence.
That's all I'm trying to say.
They get emotional. They get mad.
But
let them get that way.
I know, I get it, honey.
You're on the right track. We have to stick to the facts.
Right.
Oh, someone. Hey, Diva, love you too. And so this is an emotional case. But you know what? We're all adults. I take on hard cases all the time. And I know how to just go, be neutral. But right now I'm talking about what happened last night and how I felt when I heard all of this. Both sides is emotional. It's just very emotional. And it's not nothing to laugh about. Like we seen Bishop Lamar laughing and making a game out of it. He felt like, to me, he was coming for revenge. That's what it felt like to me.
Yeah, it felt like he's trying to get his revenge before he go to the penitentiary.
That's what it feels like, pure revenge. But I'm woman enough to say maybe he has a point. But the way that he was explaining and laughing during it, have I laughed? I don't see nothing to laugh about. It is very, very serious.
Right.
So that's what happened last night. This is nowhere near over. I'm going to do a deep dive. I'm going to start bringing people on to talk about it, so we could come to our own conclusion. Because if I just get Larry's side, that's one side. If I just get Tasha and Bishop's, that's one side. I want to bring in people like, I was there, this is how it happened. Or this is what happened. This is, what I heard.
Right.
We're going to start bringing people on both sides. So if you're emotional and you can't hear anything bad about the other side or anything, then don't come. But I'm going to bring both sides out, and I'm going to let people tell both of their sides.
Yep, the bishop can come on and tell his side if he wants to.
Both sides.
Just saying.
But I think it's very immature to be so set in your ways that you don't even want to hear the other side. Like, I can't say, well, I felt bad for him or he was crying. He seemed emotional. I didn't say he's 100% innocent. When I say that, that's when I'm only showing one side.
Yep.
And Lily, you have been with us long enough to know we do both sides. But, I get it. She is team victim at all times. But we got to check into this.
I mean, because the victim is the person that's falsely accused, though, in my thing. So, and I get it. It's an emotional thing when you look back and say, well, I know, because it's like part of my story. I can see this. I get it. I get it. We all have been stolen from in our life, but we can't just accuse somebody from random and just say, well, it happened to me. It got to be true.
Sound outrageous, like somebody put together a smear campaign but that happens. It happens. Some people put together smear campaigns to destroy somebody for whatever your reasons are.
Right.
That's not made up either. Just a touchy subject. It's a touchy subject.
It really is.
But I ain't backing away from it. And I'm going to let both sides tell their side.
Yeah.
If you want to come up here and say, Tasha's a cruel bitch and I bet she did it, that's your opinion. And I'm going to let somebody else come up and say, you know what? Larry Reid know he did what he did. You're going to say it. But we're going to be adult about it.
Right. Exactly.
And you're going to know there's two sides to this story. All right, I'm talking too long because I got another story I want to talk about really quickly. Let's talk about Jamea, because this is sad and it's trending. Jamea Harris. Okay, she is a 23-year-old. She's really cute. Lost her life. Let's put this up here really quick. Then I'm going to take calls. And but this I do stories that touch me. This story touched me because anybody loses their life at 23. 23 is too early. And then we're going to talk about the idiots that threw their life away with this gun violence. Okay, here she is. She's 23 years old. She's from Birmingham, Alabama. She went to Alabama University to visit her cousin, her and her boyfriend. Let me let you listen to this before I tell the whole story, because a fight broke out. And this is what I'm scared of for my son. Every time I live in Las Vegas, a 24-hour city where you can get drugs wherever you want. You could get prostitution. It's a very fast lifestyle.
Right.
Fights break out like this. Shootings happen like this. I pray every night my son goes out that he comes home. Let me play the first video here. Take a listen to this.
Now, new disturbing details emerging this morning in the deadly shooting of a woman who police say was killed by a former University of Alabama basketball player.
We have learned that the victim may have rejected advances from Darius Miles right before she was shot. That is according to her own mother. Investigators say 23-year-old Jamea Harris was with her boyfriend visiting in Tuscaloosa, Alabama over the weekend. According to Harris's mother, DeCarla Cotton, a man approached her daughter and started flirting with her at the restaurant. Harris declined his advances, causing an altercation. Cotton says as her daughter and her boyfriend were leaving, a man shot multiple times into their vehicle. Harris's boyfriend fired back in defense. Authorities say Miles, along with the second suspect, are both charged with capital murder.
Okay, so her mother put it out there that he was upset with her because he tried to talk to her and she rejected his advances. This is the man. His name is, oh, where's my paperwork? His name is Darius Miles. He went to Alabama University. He was a basketball player. People just throw their life away. These young kids. I pray. When you have black boys, I pray every night. I guess he went to talk to her. They got into a mild argument, whatever. Then later on, they're in, he and his friend, so his name is Darius. This is the one that wanted to talk to the girl and allegedly got upset when she didn't want to talk to him back. He was with his good friend of his out of DC. This guy didn't even go to college. It's the ones that always have nothing to lose that do the most damage. His name is, the friend's name is Michael Davis. So now TMZ is reporting that, so someone shot in the car and they didn't know who it was. Now TMZ is reporting that it was the basketball player, Darius, that handed the gun to the trigger man. He's Michael Davis. Start shooting in the car. This caused the driver, a male driver in the other car, to shoot back. So gunfire was exchanged and Jamea lost her life. But this is what trips me out. Okay, so you're bold enough to shoot in a car, walk around with guns, okay? But then when you get arrested, you want to cry. Look at the basketball player on his perp walk crying. His name is Darius Miles, the light-skinned one. Take a listen.
I swear, I love you more than you imagine.
Did you get the gist that he's crying? He's crying.
Yeah.
You weren't crying when you handed that gun to your no-good thug friend.
Exactly.
And you know who else is crying?
Her mama.
His family. These young kids do this stupid shit. Can you imagine going to jail at 20, 21? 21. And they're not playing with you when they say life, when they say 8 years, 15 years, 20 years. I know a lot about this too. I have an uncle too, went to jail at 23, two of them, 23 years old, 34 years. They will chop off their left foot right now to get out.
Right.
Because while you stuck in a closet, and that's what jail is, you stuck in your closet, life goes on.
Right.
If you end your life at 23 years old, I'm 52. I'm a totally different person at 52 than I was at 18. Wasted life. Wasted. Public enemy number one, black men. Life is hard for you already. Don't do nothing stupid to this. You play basketball.
Yeah.
Whether you made it to the NBA or not, you had a bright future. You were in college. Don't hate when you're in college and you're hanging around the guy that don't go to college. That's a bad sign. Anyway, I wanted to talk about that case because that case touches me dearly. I can't say it enough to the black men. Don't throw your life away. Don't throw your life away. He wants to cry now. Was he crying when he handed the man the gun?
No.
I want to send out my condolences to Jamea's family. I don't know what I would do. I'm a mom.
Yeah, I get it.
You lose your kid at 23 over somebody that didn't have a future. No way.
And let's send him out to his family too, because you know what? It's two families that's affected.
Yeah, I get it.
With his actions, and that's the hardest thing. Like, to see this shit happening, it's hard to watch.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to watch. Two lives gone. Really, let's keep it real. Like, one will never see tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
One gonna have to do this time and have wasted his life by doing some stupid shit. You know what I'm saying? And then on the outside, you got two families that's grieving. It's hard.
All right, let's talk about it. Let's start taking calls. Hey, Toria. Can you hear me?
Hey, Sherelle. Hey, Perry. Hey, Sin. Hey, Diva.
Hey, Larry. Can you hear me?
Hey, yes, I can hear you. How are you all doing?
Good. Let me bring it up. Come on. Sunkiss, can you hear me?
Yes. Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Let me bring up one more. Christy, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Serious conversation. Let's start with you, Larry. What do you want to sound off on today?
Yeah, so this whole thing with Larry and Tasha K, I think this is personal between the two of them, because apparently both of them were supposed to go in business together. Larry pulled out of the deal or whatever the case may be, or stated he couldn't go forward with it. So, I think it's extremely personal between the two of them. I don't really think that Tasha K has any definitive proof. What I think that she has, because, doing her live yesterday, she was talking about how, there's no need to apologize, for Larry to apologize. So I think she may have like an email or a text or something where Larry apologized. I think that's her proof that she may have, but I don't think she has any definitive proof. But knowing Tasha K, she's going to find a way to try to spin that and, say, there's no need to apologize, if you didn't do anything wrong. So, I think a lot of people are gonna buy that. The other thing is that the guy, he changed his age and location 2 times.
What's going on? Okay. I put her on mute. Go ahead, Larry. Sorry.
Okay, yeah. The guy that's the alleged victim changes age 2 times. When he gave the initial interview to the YouTube blogger a few years ago, and then with Bishop Whitehead. First he was 15, then he changed it to 16. And what is the real age when this occurred? According to Larry, based on the age and location, he had to be either 17 going into 18 for this to occur. And then Larry had a case against him dismissed back in October of 2022 because of the jurisdiction issues. So apparently, allegedly, the guy came to court with an ID stating that he didn't live in that area, or he didn't live in that state, that is. So that's why he had to dismiss the case back in October of 2022. And then the last thing I wanted to mention was, I don't know if you know King Jives, the YouTuber. One of the alleged victims was his godbrother. And apparently his godbrother was telling him, he did a live yesterday where he stated that his godbrother told him not to say anything about the case or anything of that sort. And he didn't want King Jives to talk about it at all. And according to King Jives, he believes that this is just a personal issue that Tasha has against Larry. And Bishop Whitehead has against Larry. So, they garnered this together. Bishop was able to get pastors and what have you to, come on board and fund it and that sort of thing. And then the time frame that this allegedly happened, according to King Jives, was when these men were growing. Like, they were like 18, 19, 20, probably around those age ranges. And none of the other victims want to speak. And King Jive said when he first heard the story, he was covering it at first, but then he stopped because nobody had any proof at all. So, you know, there's a lot to this story, and hopefully we can get the truth. But I really don't believe the victim at this point of moment, the alleged victim. But if it's true, you know, I hope he gets justice.
Right, exactly. No one wants a pedo walking around, but we got to get to the bottom of it. Toria, what did you want to sound off on today?
I agree with what Larry just said, every single thing. And I was going to say that he changed his age several times. This has been going on for a long time. This came up before, was debunked. Tasha K.
Because I'm just now getting into this. When was it debunked before?
A couple years ago, this happened. They brought up all this stuff about that boy. And it didn't go nowhere. Larry Reid still working for BET, still on Kingdom Business with Yolanda Adams. I mean, he's doing big things. And that's why Tasha K wanted to get in business with him, because she's trying to get her leg in the BET. You know, she wants to be Wendy Williams, if not something else. But she said she had proof and receipts about Cardi B, and it was all debunked in court. She was made to look like a fool in court. She was made to admit, her and her husband on the stand. We got the transcripts where she said she lied, and she knew, and her husband said she knew she was lying, and she did it anyway when he told her not to.
Her husband said this?
Yes, we got we had the transcripts.
I'm gonna get my hands on it. That's crazy. Wow.
You need to get Cardi B's trial transcripts. You can get a copy from infamous Sylvia, and she won't hardly charge you nothing but maybe a quarter. Because she gets hers directly from the court, not from Pacer or none of that. She gets it right from the court clerk that actually types up them transcripts. And we did a reenactment on it. And if you see all the stuff that Tasha K does, she this ain't the first time she lied. She's, the feds is still looking into her, because when the feds go after you, it takes a long time. It may be 4 or 5 years, but once they come to get you, they got all their facts and all their ducks in a row, and you going to prison.
Oh,
and
let me play devil's advocate. Why would Tasha K risk her career for Larry Reid? Just playing devil's advocate.
How many times has she done this? She thinks she's untouchable. This ain't the first time.
Tasha K has nothing to lose. She has nothing to lose at this point. She has nothing to lose.
Larry. You're right. Tasha K is moving from place to place. Look at where she had that interview with that child. That looked like old. I ain't even gonna, never mind. I can't say that right now because this ain't that type of channel. But it's that lady. I'm telling you, she's wicked. The things that she said about another woman, she's evil. That woman's got evil in her, and she's been doing this to a lot of people for a long time. Once you make these allegations against someone, they don't go away. They never go away. Once someone says something that horrific about a person, because let's face it, that is abuse, sexual abuse. We know what it is. And it's a horrible thing for someone to go through. I've been through rape before. I know it. I'm sorry, I said that word. But It's a horrible thing to go through. You never get over it. But once you accuse somebody of something this horrific, that will stay with that person. Larry's going to lose a lot just by the allegation. Just by the allegations. And it's not right. It's not right. And Jamal Bryant, he's another one. And I went to his church and I sat in that row with his wife. So I know he ain't no good. He messes with everything that got the pair of panties on, and still does it to this day. A preacher, he can preach that Bible and tell you that Bible cover to cover. I ain't never gonna take that from him. He's a good speaker, but the man ain't no good. And Tasha K ain't no good. And I hate to see what she's doing to yet another person. And now the story about that young lady, oh, Sherelle, when I seen that, I cried. That is so sad. That poor baby, her life's gone. For what? For
I
something
also
so
forgot to mention she
silly.
had a 5-year-old son. I forgot to mention that. Yeah, it's terrible.
Now that child don't have no mother. The family, both like Perry said, both families are destroyed because people don't realize when they pick up these guns to do these things, they're not only taking their life when they get caught, they're taking their family's life, their mother and fathers, their sister and brothers, and if they have children, their children. They don't think about the consequences nowadays. What happened to in high school, like girlfriend and boyfriends, and she talks to another guy and they just go outside and fist fight and it's over with? What happened to the days of you want to just talk to each other? Why do you gotta pick up a gun? A gun is permanent. Once you pull that trigger, your life is over, that person's life is over. And these young people need to get it together and stop throwing their lives away over stupid things. So what, the girl didn't want you? There's plenty of girls out there that might have, but now you'll never know that because you're going to be sitting in the prison the rest of your life.
Well, Sunkiss, sound off.
It's something I want to say, but I'm going to touch bases on what the Tasha K, the Larry person, the young man that's in the chat, and the sister that just got done talking. I love what they were saying. I'm really in tune with that. But narcissism, and I'm not saying that Tasha, well, she admitted to being a narcissist, but she said it's because of the field that she's in. But okay, we'll just go with that. Narcissism, there are 4 different, and because I studied because of what I've been through with both of my donors. I don't call them my parents, but narcissism, there are 4 different levels, phases of it, or levels of it. And it's just like having a little headache, was kind of like bother you in a little bit, and then it goes into a full-fledged migraine. And so Tasha, she admitted to being a narcissist, but when it comes to different ones say, well, why would she want to take this chance again and ruin her business because of what she went through with Cardi B? Here's the thing. A narcissist will rather destroy their career themselves than for someone else to destroy it. So for Cardi B to take her money, she'll rather destroy her career before Cardi B. Just look it up and just Google it and see if that's true.
I'm not understanding what you're saying. She's saying before she lose. I don't reword that.
A narcissist will rather destroy their own career and take themselves down and take their own money and be out of money themselves because of what they've done than for someone else to win and take it from them. So before she gives Cardi B all of her money, she would rather destroy her own career first before she gives it to Cardi B or either Larry Reid or anyone else. And I know that sounds crazy, but if you research it, it's spot on. So I know to us as regular people, it makes absolutely no sense. But if you research it, you'll see that that's exactly what it is. So at any rate, I wanted to touch bases on the Tasha K situation. When it comes to like the ones that are offended by, this whole, everybody's, against the victim and all that. I understand when you have a heart, or if you've been through that, if you're triggered, no one can knock a person for being triggered. I get the being triggered thing because I was touched. I say 3, but it really was before I was 3 years old. And I get those who are triggered. So I respect that. Here's the thing. The fact that there are no receipts and no one knows. Again, I love how you and Perry fly the plane just so, because there are no receipts. So we have to respect both sides. It's not fair to knock on to dog the so-called victim or dog Larry because we don't know. We just have to go. We're humans. We can't read minds or hearts. We have to go by what's in front of us. What we do have in front of us is Tasha being known to lie, and the fact is, this gentleman don't have. There are no receipts. And Larry, these like was mentioned earlier, everything that he's been accused of today has been debunked. So that's all we have in front of us. So you Perry been saying, Everybody's discussing it. This is what you guys do. You guys talk about what's in front of you. Everybody is doing it. So why shoot the messenger? You guys are just talking about it. So it's not fair that everybody's getting upset. Now, here's the thing. Here's another thing. I could say, oh my goodness, and get off your channel and be upset too. Could I be triggered? Yes. Can we knock anybody about it whether they feel? No. But the thing is this. Followers, that's why people call them followers. People are true to who they follow. I mean, Charles Manson had followers. Does that make it right with what he did? No, it doesn't. Here's my point. People are so big on just holding on to who they choose to follow. But ask yourself, who are you following? Satan has followers. Satan still have followers. They're demons. But does it make it right as to what they do? That's why this world is the way it is. That's why that young woman got killed. We're living in the last days because people are so big on their emotions of what they want to happen because of what they're selfish. This young lady just said, no, I don't want to talk to you. He didn't have nothing to offer her. But the thing is, he just in his feelings, he want to take her life. Really, is that okay? But you know what? There's still some people that are rallying for who and whatever. My thing is this. Tasha, I don't want to just go in on her and just dog her because I don't know I don't know the whole situation. But the thing is this. Sometimes people can embellish. Now, she said that Lovely T was a drug addict. Here's the thing. Lovely T has a disease and she has to take medicines. My sister has to take those very same medicines that Lovely T has to take. Is it a plethora of medicines? Yes, it is. Does it make her a drug addict? No, it doesn't. So my thing is, you have to really pay attention to, and people always say, read the room. So many people don't read the room. They don't. And that is why I wanted to get up here and mention that. People always want to just pick and choose and look at situations like a smorgasbord. Look at the whole picture. Sit back and really just sit still and really pay attention. Because if you put yourself in these people's situations, would you want to be Larry Reid? Let's just say if these things were true and everything has been cleared away, and this young guy comes back up again and say, yes, it happened, this is steady other. This could be the very time that Larry Reid could be really telling the truth. Would you want to go through that again? Would you want to be falsely accused by somebody that this person can really be lying? But the thing is, so far, these things have been debunked. It's just like, for instance, politicians decide to come up and run to be a president. And all of a sudden, everybody start to try to deflect. And for instance, you, me, and Perry may want to run for president. And then all of a sudden, Diva and B and all the ones that say, well, yeah, look what Sunkist did. Look what Perry did. And look at all of this. And a lot of those could be lies. They're going to say deflect so that I can win. I can win. I can win. And everybody that's saying, yeah, look at all, throwing all this fecal matter on each other. And all of them could be lies. Why? Because everybody want to win. Tasha could be doing that. I'm not saying she is. I'm not. But from what everybody is saying, if she want to get that man's spot, and then you have Blackhead over here, and yes, I said Blackhead on purpose. Listen, right now I'm mad. If Blackhead wants to, get him even because he's upset, because he's returning evil for evil, is anybody right? And then that makes you wonder, is this person that's saying that he's been emmed, is he right? Is he really telling the truth, or is he being paid off?
Right. So, just hang on. Let someone else jump in for a minute. You are going.
And the Bishop Whitehead just called the police on his wife a few weeks ago and had her put out. Plus, he's sitting over there in a house that's in foreclosure. He's just a mess. He's going to prison. But I forgot to tell you, Trashy K has been known to pay people for stories and promise them things and promise them she's going to help them create their sites and get started and do different things to make them money for stories. She's been known to do that. And Sunkist was spot on. She is a narcissist. She's always been a narcissist.
Tori, hang on. I'm trying to let everybody have a chance to talk.
I love y'all, and I gotta go.
All right, you take care. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, bye, Tori. Thanks for coming on.
I'm sorry, I gotta go too. But can I just say one more thing? Can I say one more thing? Unfortunately for Larry, this is not gonna be as one of the other people that was saying, unfortunately, his reputation is ruined. Like, you know, once you're accused of this, it's done for you. You know, and I'm not saying it's done for him, but he's going to take a heavy hit because of this, and I don't think he's going to be able to make a full recovery for a really long time, if ever at all. So, you know, that's the unfortunate part of it.
That's why we need these conversations. This is serious, but anyway, thank you, Larry, for coming in. Thank you, Tori. I appreciate the call.
Thank you. I'm so sorry. I just get too passionate.
Thank you.
She went off. Okay?
Later, Larry. No, but I mean, what Larry was saying though, it's almost like the Michael Jackson effect. I seen this in the chat.
That's true.
You know, once you get this reputation, sometime that shit you cannot shake.
Who's next? Angie, sound off.
First of all, Sunkist is right. A narcissist would rather burn everything down than anybody, including themselves, have anything that they think is theirs. Does that make sense? First of all, condolences to the family of that young lady. That is, when I saw that, my stomach just dropped. And then it took me back to, is it 2 weeks ago in Virginia when the 6-year-old asked her teacher?
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
We need, we continue to be repeating the same thing over and over again as a country when it comes to guns. When Sandy Hook happened, I was convinced that something was going to change, but it seems like we just go from one tragedy to the next, and we're not talking about or demanding that our lawmakers do something about the common denominator, which is guns, especially semi-automatic weapons. Secondly, when it comes to Tasha and Larry, I believe their short friendship, unfortunately, Larry probably confided certain things to her, and him being able to make the crossover from commentary about the church to him being portrayed as himself in that BET Plus series about a church that Yolanda Adams was one of the main actors, only fed into maybe the career that Tasha wanted before all this lawsuit concerning Cardi B. Secondly, if you go back on Tasha's videos, she did an in-depth interview with Larry Reid and asked him a clear question. She said, have you ever had any same-sex attraction? And he said yes. And then he said, have you ever acted on it? And he said yes. So for me, taking all these things that she is saying and alleging, it paints a picture of her using some of the things that Larry has said to her and has openly said on his channel as well to somehow portray him in a certain light. And here's the thing, it doesn't matter if a month from now Larry Reid wins in a court of law. In the court of public opinion, his reputation is already damaged.
Yeah. All right, I gotta speed this up because I've been on here way too long.
Can I say one more thing, Cheryl?
Really quickly, Bonji, really quickly.
Another thing is Tasha K playing the gospel music and talking like she's in a church when she is about to reveal or say I've got receipts but doesn't show the receipts. That was pretty offensive for us who have a belief system.
Okay, thank you, Bonji. This is a serious topic. Both of these topics. Apartments. Queen, can you sound off really quickly?
Yeah, yes, sweetie. Very quickly. I'm gonna give you an exclusive. Okay. There is a text message out of this man's own words saying that Larry got rid of a 10-year relationship. Out of his own words. When you count down the time that he made that text message, That puts him 17 years old out of his own mouth. See,
Oh,
I
you're
was
talking
on
about, okay, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
a text message because I was on his mentor panel and he kept explaining the evidence, and we overlooked the year that this young man made this text message out of his own mouth, admitting when he met Larry. And when you add it up, he's 17 years old when he met Larry. That was exclusive I got for you today. And
where did you see the text? Did you see the text?
Conscious TV got all the evidence. Today he made we busted today, and we called Larry on the panel. Larry didn't even know this because we kept reading the evidence, and when we read the man text message, he says to Larry, you threw away a 10-year relationship. When you count the 10 years back, that makes that boy 17 years old. He said, you threw a 10-year, I knew you for 10 years. Okay. So when he made that statement, you count the time back, he's 17 years old. Okay. That's one thing I wanted to bring up. Another thing I wanted to bring up, I'm from New York. Okay. Cash moves everything around me, baby. And I know about the law. All right. Now, Bishop Blockhead definitely called the police and told the police about these allegations, the FBI.
Oh, he did.
If anybody think he didn't, they are fool. And the FBI investigated this situation and seen if it was anything, this child was not a minor. If they had anything sexually, he was not a minor when it was done. That's point blank, bottom line. Special K is losing her mind. You got to see her acting like the Black Tammy Baker when she was had that spiritual music on, ushering people like a demon, like Tammy Baker and them used to do. It's terrible, allegedly. You understand? She was such a hypocrite, talking about how she wanted to help the mothers. You want to help the mothers. What about the mothers that didn't have money to apply for your app? She was ushering people in like the Pied Piper, using Orlando Adams a music. Shame on her. It's disgusting to see, with her breasts out, singing a land. I can't say the artist's name. That beautiful artist. If she know that, her channel will be striped. Her using her music for that. And another thing,
you gotta hurry up.
All right, Miss Special K knew not to put this on YouTube because she almost lost her channel. And I want to give a public apology to Cardi B. I want to eat crow because I was so mad when Cardi B sued this lady because I felt like it was two women having an argument. I want to eat crow and apologize to Cardi B publicly because Special K is a mod woman. A mod mox woman. Okay, she has no evidence. And let me tell you something. If you know anything about the law, your husband would tell you, if the FBI come and investigate you, baby, they not coming to somebody that they don't know everything about. Okay?
That's true. All right, really quickly, Christy, in less than a minute. Go ahead.
Okay, sure. All I wanted to say was on Friday, Larry's gonna have his chef that Whitehead paid.
Okay.
Yeah, he's on Patreon, and so the phone number that he called, and it's on the internet. I mean, everybody can see the phone number, and he's gonna tell his side, like he said. Whitehead paid him to get close to Larry. When he realized that Larry was really a good person, he went on and told Larry. He told Larry that I was planning her, but through Whitehead, several other people. Yeah, so he's gonna be on Patreon on Friday.
All right, I'm running out of time. Eva, you haven't had a chance to talk. I know you want to talk about the victims. I mean, the Jamea Harrison. What do you have to say about that really quickly? You're on mute.
I'll just say really quickly, it's just very sad. Like you're in college, you're on a basketball team. All these ladies love people that play sports. You were really that desperate and that crazy that somebody says no to you and you got to take their life. And now you got the nerve to cry. Don't cry. If you did the crime, you about to do the time. Okay. And who was he saying he loved you? I love you too. Who was he talking to?
The families were there. Here, okay, hold on, Tulsa. Let me talk. Tulsa, go really quickly. Sound off really quickly.
So thank you for having me up, but I just want to jump in there. You know that number that Bishop had put out that the young lady was just speaking. It was Bishop said that somebody called Larry and asked him, why is he calling me? So last night I got on the phone and I called the man. So the man's number that was leaked, he said that he wasn't Larry's friend. He only met people in Larry's camp. And long story short, the guy, he stays overseas, he's Caribbean, and pretty much Larry bought him a phone. Larry got a phone in his name, and so that's how the number is linked to him, but he stays out of the country.
It's so much. I said I can't cover this in one video, but I'm going to cover it.
Well, listen, he said that he'll be live. I'll say this, exclusive. He's a soccer player, and he will be on Larry Reid's live having an interview this Friday. So we'll get to see who the person was whose number was put out.
It's going down on Friday.
And FYI, the worst thing you can do, if you tell a narcissist any of your information, it's equivalent to talking after you've been read your Miranda rights. And I promise you, the worst thing you could do.
No, you're right.
I think that, I don't know, but people are coming to their decision. It's a lot more to this. It's going to go on for a minute. I want to see the evidence. And
that I wish Larry Reid had known that. That's why this is why he's marred. Because he spoke to a narcissist after. That's why he's going through this.
And I would just like to say this. It costs too much money to keep suing people. His last case, he spent $250 suing this blogger. And this blogger breached the contract. You know, people want people to sue people, but are you giving them the money? You know?
Yeah.
That's why she's taking Cardi B to the Supreme Court. She knows what she's doing. I mean, listen, I wish I had known him. I would have been don't keep your business to yourself. That's why Storm is going through. Well, that's when it took Storm to start dropping the receipts. That's how you get a narcissist off of it. You start letting them know you dropping your receipts. You notice she done went side chick quiet when he got to running his mouth. Because she was on another channel saying, hinting that he slept with her husband, hinting that he was with her daughter by himself, trying to allege that he was with. When he got to dropping receipts, she went side chick quiet. She ain't said nothing else about Storm since. So that's what I'm saying. You cannot tell, and that's why his mother said, that's not your friend, keep your mouth quiet. And that's why he said he didn't tell her all his business. When I'm telling you from experience, when you tell them not any of your business, it's equivalent to talking after you've been read your Miranda rights. It's going to be used against you. So,
Cheryl, before you go, I want you to see the funny video I made about somebody. I don't want to say the name. You might not want me to. I made a video. He pulled up on my screen and I told him off, and you will enjoy laughing at it. Yes, it's your enemy. Yes, I read him his rights. I don't know if y'all seen it, but trust me, I said bring your unmedicated blank ass up here. You'll see it. I told that thing off. Okay.
So listen now, I'm gonna go follow this story because it's everywhere. First of all, it's everywhere, and two is I'm intrigued. I want to see how it unfolds. Because somebody is a horrible person.
Yeah.
Tasha K, blockhead.
But Sherelle, do you guys agree? Hey Diva, hey Perry, hey Sherelle.
Hey, what's up?
But listen, do y'all agree that if Larry Reid had spoken on this when, it happened, because he gives his testimony, do y'all think he should have included this in his testimony? He told us about, where he was and how he was violated. Should he have added this into that?
Added what?
Yeah.
The accusations, the court, where we are now. This thing has been going on since way back when.
Larry Reid, I would be I would talk and I would throw evidence out. It's hard to do. I don't know what I would do because your attorneys say one thing, and
I'm just saying this. I agree that I think if I was a victim, and I get it, because sometimes when victims speak out, they get criticized. But if you're gonna speak, it maybe need to be in a law court, right? Don't be on some fucking bullshit blog talking about this shit. Okay, let's just go and put it out there because it, and I get it. Not everything you can prove. Somebody said that like, but if you're gonna talk about it, don't throw out allegations.
I don't trust the justice system. I don't trust the justice system.
But listen,
I think he
when
need
we
to put
think
this
about
fire out.
is Tasha K credible? Is she credible? She's already publicly found guilty for lying. So if she is playing with
that's
this
just
man's
a fact.
reputation,
Nobody can get mad at that. That's just a fact.
Yeah, and if she
it's like people get mad at the facts too. That's just a proven fact.
Yeah,
and it's a proven fact that Bishop Whitehead went to jail for 6 years for fraud and indicted now. That's just a fact.
Exactly. These are
I'm not
facts that we're
smearing
talking
anybody.
about.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
So, but you have to be mature to have this conversation that we're having.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people they want to fight and argue and cuss you out. If you can't have
people want to look on either the left or the right, and it's like look around the whole truck. Don't look just on the right, because you can swing to the left and get hit, do a head-on collision. Look all the way around before you go. And people want to pick and choose, and it can cause some damage if you do that. Look all the way around.
But can I say this, y'all? A liar is a dangerous person. Very dangerous.
Yeah.
If you lie,
somebody lying. And that person's dangerous. All right, y'all. Now, come on, y'all.
I just want to say, Shovel, I gotta say this. I would not trust this justice system. I would stop giving this air to the fire. I would stop answering questions. I'm sorry, because people are gonna come out the woodwork with lies, scams, and everything. You understand? Like, I don't believe as many women. I believe that Bill Cosby was guilty, but I don't believe all them women. You understand what I'm saying? I'm just saying it could be out there like that.
That's it.
But listen, Sherelle, let me just drive this point right quick. The young man, okay, I don't know if this was an orphanage or something that he was coming up with. Was he thinking like Oprah and trying to get him a boarding school together? Is that why all the guys were there?
You are
a question to put on y'all mind.
He said he was holding it. Well, look, we can talk about this. I'm telling you, I'm gonna do more videos on this. I'm gonna bring people close to the situation on, and we're gonna talk, and we're gonna ask questions, and we're gonna be civil, and we're gonna wait for them damn receipts. Exactly. That's what's gonna make it for me.
That's right.
Receipts. So all this other stuff is opinions and hearsay or going over facts. Opinions will help. The receipts would help me make my decision.
Yeah.
I need to see the receipts. Okay, we gotta go.
Go to Conscious TV, you'll see them. I told you where to go to see the receipts. Conscious TV,
I'm gonna see the
all
receipts,
of them.
and I'm gonna head over to Conscious TV too.
Okay, yes, thank you.
So thanks, ladies.
Thank you guys for calling.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Bye, guys. Oh wow, what's going on? Ooh, this is touchy.
Wow.
That's something else.
But it's all over social media.
Yeah,
everybody's talking about it. It's emotional for a lot of people, both sides. Like I just said, I understood where Larry was coming from about people spending a lot of money. Oh, I'm gone. Like, girl, you can't have a great adult conversation. This is not the place for you. Yeah, all right, you guys. I'm sorry if I didn't get to your call backstage. I'm sorry. I do apologize. Some of you guys were waiting a long time. I apologize. I want to thank everyone for your super chats. You don't have to support the channel. You do. Appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. Please don't forget to click that like button on your way out. This was a mess. On three, everybody. Let's say bye. 1, 2, 3. Bye, guys.
Hey, bye, everybody.